Hey guys, this is Priyanka. Welcome to the Priyanka's Cloud. So today I'm gonna show you how to make Lebanese baklava. Baklava is a layered pastry dessert made of phyllo dough filled with chopped nuts and sweetened with sugar syrup. So without any further ado, let's get started.
Let's start making the simple sugar syrup by combining the water and granulated sugar in a small saucepan over medium-high heat. Bring mixture to a boil, then reduce heat to simmer, stirring occasionally until the sugar is dissolved and the mixture is thickened. I am also adding a little bit of lemon juice because I like the tartness of it with the sweetness of the simple syrup. Soak 5 to 7 saffron strands with the syrup and keep it aside. Now the syrup is ready. Turn off the stove and keep it aside. First, let's defrost the phyllo pastry sheets and let it come to the room temperature. Once thawed, trim your phyllo dough according to the size of baking tray. In this giant phyllo pack, I got 18 phyllo sheets. Cut the phyllo dough into 2 equal stacks to fit inside of the baking pan, and it perfectly fits in my baking dish. Grease the baking pan with the melted butter nicely. Next, layer about 22 phyllo sheets in the bottom to the prepared thick pan. I am adding more layers in bottom. You can layer it equally if you want. Tuck edges in using with fingers. Next, add the pistachio and granulated sugar mixture, spreading it evenly across the phyllo dough. I prepared this filling mixture by adding the pistachios and granulated sugar to a food processor and pulsing until they are fully combined. Be sure to leave some texture in your mixture to get that nice crunch. Tap it nicely. Rest. Lay out the remaining 14 phyllo sheets over the nuts. Pat down and press the pastry sheets firmly so it compacts together really well. For clean edges, use a sharp knife to cut through the pastry layers and nuts easily. Begin making diagonal lines evenly and ensure that you are cutting all the way through to the bottom of the pan. This is essential for the clarified butter to seep through to all the phyllo layers. Next, go across the opposite way to create a diamond shape. Choose whatever size or shape works for you and continue until the tray is completely cut. I cut through all the phyllo and now we are just going to go ahead and pour the melted clarified butter right on top, and it's gonna seep through all the layers and just butter everything perfectly. To make it easier, I do recommend using something with a spout. Yes, it's lots of butter. And no, this is not a diet recipe. And just pour on all the butter, and then what I recommend doing is just kind of tilting the pan a little bit so that you get all those corners nice and buttery. Just let this set for 5 minutes before popping it in the oven. Next, add the saffron mixture into the sugar syrup. Mix them well until well combined and put this in the fridge so it gets nice and cold. Once it's set, you can bake it in the oven at 350 Fahrenheit for about 50 to 60 minutes until the top is nice golden and flaky. Alright, it just came out of the oven, and it's important as soon as it comes out of the oven to heat it with the cold simple syrup. Drizzle starting from one end and work down to the other end until the baklava is coated and absorbs the syrup. Now it's time to garnish the baklava with crushed pistachios on top and allow it to cool at room temperature for at least 2 hours before serving. Alright, after 2 hours, and it smells so good, and I'm so ready to show you guys what this looks like. This easy baklava recipe is a Lebanese staple that everyone loves. In fact, it tastes better in the days to come, so feel free to make this ahead of time. Look at the bottom layers. They are nice and soft with all that simple syrup and clarified butter, and top layer will kind of flake off sometimes, but look how good that looks. Enjoy this baklava dessert in various ways. It can be served warm or cold with a scoop of ice cream or whipped cream, or paired with tea or coffee. You can store this pistachio baklava in an airtight container for up to 7 days at room temperature. Keeping this dessert at room temperature will preserve the crispy texture. It looks amazing and it tastes even more amazing.
So here is the recipe. This homemade baklava is so much better than any store-bought one. Everybody loves it. It makes lots. It looks amazing. It tastes even more amazing. If you really like this recipe, please consider to like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.